Hey, how are you guys today? So, I'm really excited to be on with you guys because this topic of confirming your results is vital. I've been coming across a lot of clients, and I'm seeing that when you go into the doctor's office, they're giving you visual tests. They're stating, hey, that looks like herpes. That's what it looks like because it seems like you're having an outbreak. Okay? And you go based off of them saying, hey, it looks like herpes. All right. And a lot of you guys are not getting confirmed based off a swab, which swab is very accurate, especially if you're having your active outbreak and you're going in right after that outbreak shows up. It's very, very accurate at letting you know, if you have herpes or not. And then also if this is mostly for people who are having visual outbreaks, the people who's like, I see something and my doctor's saying it looks like herpes. What it looked like and what it is two different things. Please, guys, please don't just take, oh, it looks like something compared to confirmed. For example, if somebody say it looked like a tumor, what they're gonna do? They're gonna do a biopsy. They're gonna do some labs. They're gonna take some blood, and they're gonna confirm that with you. You're not gonna just take, oh, it looks like a tumor, and run with it. Same thing with herpes, guys. Yes, just because it seems like the symptoms, it seems like everything else. Please get it confirmed because you'll be shocked. It's so many other things out here that has the same symptoms and it's not that. So I don't want everybody thinking like, oh my God, this is what I have. I have people always inbox me saying, I think I have herpes. And I ask them, why do you think you have herpes? And they tell me your symptoms. I was like, well, that could be anything. Are you going to get tested? And they tell me, I don't know if I want to go get tested. Or my doctor say it looks like herpes. So I know for a fact it's herpes. Look like and confirm with blood and antibodies or a swab is not the same thing, guys. They're human beings. Yes, they went to school. I'm not knocking. I have a plenty of friends who are doctors. So my whole thing is, I'm not saying that that's not true, but do your due diligence to make sure they do a swab on you. Okay, and this is also for people who have never been tested before, but also people who recently been tested and they just say it looks like nothing, it looked like herpes, and they did not test you. You need to go back to the doctor and say, look, swab it. If it's already healed, and let me tell you, if it's already started healing, swabbing is not a good idea now because the chances of having enough antibodies to let you know you have it or not is kind of weak. But you can still tell them to test you. Yes, I'm sure people who have kind of been in the game for a minute probably thinking like, well, the tests are not the best. You're right. The blood tests are not the best. Sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no. Yes, sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no. But my whole thing, if a doctor told you that's what it looks like, and if that's what it is, it's going to show up, guys. Okay? It's going to show up. Now, I may not show up on IgG if you haven't had it long. And that's the test that lets you know if you don't had it for over 12 to 16 weeks, okay? But still, guys, it's just very important not to just take a person's word for it. It's people that's making, you have your doctors who saying it's what it is, and then you turn out and you go get a blood test later, or you go and get your checkup, and it's nothing there. That is so devastating for anybody who think they have herpes and been living in fear. They have herpes. They've been like living on edge. They've been dealing with depression and all this other stuff. And then turn out and they go in there and they say they didn't have it. Guys, I don't want this to happen to you guys. It's very vital that you take the initiative to make your doctors do their job. Don't just take it looks like. I don't care what you think it looked like. You need to take some blood. You need to take some samples. You need to do something in the lab and bring me some numbers back for me to know for a fact that's what it is. Because I don't want anybody thinking that they have herpes and they really don't. Living with this thing is very difficult. Thinking that you're living with it is even 10 times more difficult, and find out that you don't have it. So I wanted to really come on here and let you guys and confirm to you guys and stress to you guys, please don't just take it look like herpes for nothing. That's not enough. That's not enough. You need somebody to tell you. You need somebody to tell you, confirm to you what it is. Okay, guys, I'm stressing to you. Don't just take a it looks like. Let them, if you, this is for people who are having physical outbreaks. Physical outbreaks. I'm not talking to anybody who are having blood tests or anything like that because you're not having outbreaks. I'm talking to people who are having some type of symptoms and your doctor say it looks like, hey, telling you it looks like herpes. The first thing you need to tell them, and I know a lot of us would not even known this, but this is for people who already don't know, or you know somebody who may have it. Please educate, please share this video with other people because this is happening to people all the time. If you have any type of symptom, hey, stop it. Get out. I told y'all out in the first place. So if you're having any type of symptoms like bumps, blisters, cuts, anything of that nature, you having some discharge or whatever it is, get them to take a sample of it. Let them swab the cut. Let them swab the bump. Let them do, hey, put it up and go. Thank you very much. So it's very important to let them swab it so they can go into the lab and let you know what they see. Okay. So that is the quickest way to find out if you have it or not. Because they just go in the lab, they look under the microscope and they kind of let you know what is there. Okay. And then after that, confirm it with a blood test. Run blood tests too. My whole thing is it saddens me if you're living with think you're living with herpes and you're really not. That will be very devastating that you think all these years or this past week or these last 2 weeks or these last months or so that you have herpes, but you really don't because you just took one word of what your doctor say, guys. And this is very vital for anything when it comes to your health. Do not take one word for it. Make them do the work. You already got insurance. You might as well use it, okay? Because most of us don't even use our insurance, okay? Make sure they're doing everything to confirm for sure that you have it, because if you don't, why live in a world thinking that you do? I don't want you living in a world thinking that you have herpes and you really don't. And please do your due diligence. Don't expect your doctor to confirm you. Don't expect your doctor to do all the work for you. They're not. Truth be told, you know why they're not going to do it? Because they got thousands of other people who come to the doctor's office as well. My whole thing is this is a time that you really have to take responsibility for your health at this moment and say, look, I need you to do this. I need to do that. And if you don't know this information, guys, then this is where I come in. This is where so many other people who do herpes, who have herpes or who's an activist, give you information. You know, I know some of you guys are thinking like, well, I'm already on this side of the fence. If you it looks like herpes, I need you to go back and make sure. Okay, make sure. I don't want y'all to think you have this and you don't. Now, if you're having reoccurring outbreaks and things like that, I love you. You have it, okay? But for the people who he said it looked like that and I'm not quite sure and I still don't feel like I really have it or anything like that, or I think it's something else, because I'm telling you guys, these cuts, bumps, whatever, it could be anything, okay? It could be listen to it. It could be anything. It's so many different forms of STDs and different kind of infections and all this other stuff. I don't want you always thinking automatically you see a bump or a cut that is herpes, guys. That's not completely true. So my whole thing is I want you to just make sure you ask your doctor for sure. Why do you think it's herpes? What makes you think it's herpes? Well, how do herpes really supposed to look? Because truth be told, most of our outbreaks do not look the same. What mine look like, it may not look like yours at all. So my whole thing is, how would they know for sure it's not what it is if they ain't seen them all? And my whole thing, you should well, they've been a doctor, they don't seen everything. That's not completely true, because I know too many people who went into the doctor's office, they said they don't look like herpes, they get tested, and for a fact it's herpes. So now they could have got misconception, or misdiagnosed, with a simple things like that. So my whole thing is, don't go based on I think. I think is no confirmed. I think is no research behind. I think is no confirmed anything. I think is nothing. It doesn't matter. Truth be told, I think don't matter. What matters is paperwork confirming based off antibodies, based off, what you, based off a swab, what you see matters. That confirms everything for you. You will never go anywhere. You will never go and find out that you have any type of cancer and say, well, I think it's cancer. No, you're going to say, no, you take your butt in there and you're going to go in there and you're going to figure out for a fact I have it. I'm not going to do all this chemo. I'm not going to do all this stuff, things like that. And I'm only using this analogy because we take cancer serious. We take HIV serious. We take those things serious. And when those things come about, we make sure we're confirmed for a mother freaking fact that we have it. So the same thing with herpes, guys. We take it a little too lightly and just take, oh, well, they say I have it. No, take it as serious as if it's anything else. Make sure, don't just take what they say. Make them prove to you that's what it is. Because it's happening where people think they have herpes. I have had many people over the years come to me and think they have herpes, get in there, get tested, and found out it was something else. And they were freaking out. They were crying. They were hyperventilating. They were suicidal. They were all of these things. They thought their life was completely over and found out that's not even what it was. So my whole thing is, I don't want that to happen to you guys. Most of y'all was like, well, it's you're giving them an easy way out. Or what if they really have it? If they really have it, it's going to be confirmed. It's going to be confirmed, and you'll fit in a pit in your stomach. I'm a strong believer in listening to your gut. If you feel in your gut, I know for a fact this is what it is what it is. But still get it confirmed, guys. We can't take anything pertaining to our health lightly and think, I'm just going to just hear what you say. No. If you don't believe the test results, guys, go get tested somewhere else. You don't have to just go to your OB that you've been with since you was 15. Go to somebody else. A lot of doctors really just don't take herpes serious. So they will brush you off. They'll act like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. They'll tell you, no, I'm not doing this. No, I'm not doing that. Then go to another doctor to find out who will do what. Because at the end of the day, your health is important to you. Your mental state is important to you. Your emotional state is important to you. And most important, your future is important to you. So don't let anybody tell you what's not important or what's not serious. It's serious to you. So make sure you find somebody to take it serious as much as you take it serious. Okay? So I just wanted to come on and say that to you guys because I will dread anybody thinking that they have herpes and they really don't. I'm a strong advocate of going to get tested again. I don't even have people ask me, have you been tested and it came back? Yeah, mine is very much sure it's in there, y'all. I be tested every year. It's there. It ain't went nowhere. Okay. And my whole thing is very important. They get tested. Get tested, guys. Like, get tested again. Things happen. As we know, the test results are not like, blood test is not vital. Like, it's not fully accurate sometimes. So my whole thing is false negatives and false positives do exist. They really do exist, guys. They exist. And I will never want you to think that you have this and you don't. I want to serve the people who really do have it and having a hard time and I'm not saying not serve people who don't, but I don't want you have to deal with all of this thinking that you're having it and you really don't. You really don't. The only thing I would tell you is now protect yourself because you thought you was on this side of the fence. And make sure you ask questions and things of that nature. Hey, guys, stop it. Sorry. Thank you. So my whole thing is I just want you guys to take the time to really ask questions when it comes to y'all doctors. Make sure make sure they're doing their job and make sure you're happy with what they're giving you. If you're not satisfied with the results, if you're not satisfied with the answers, find another doctor. Best thing I would tell you is find somebody else who's in the herpes community, who lives in your area, and ask you what doctor they went to. Because I'm truth be told, it's some good doctors out here, guys. But you got to hear from people who have it and going to those doctors. You're just not going to go into a doctor's office and say, hey, are you good with herpes? Yeah, I deal with it on a daily basis, and that doesn't mean they have knowledge about it. Doesn't mean they're not going to be honest with you and share information with you. None of that. Hey, Tan, open the door. Mama mode never stops, y'all. So with that being said, guys, I just want you guys to find a good doctor. Go within the herpes community and find it. So so I'll answer y'all questions in a minute. So with that being said, make sure you go in the community. Different ways you can do that is, y'all know I have a support group. If you're a woman, you can join the support group with me. And you can ask women in there. I have women across the globe in that group. And they have shared once before. We have shared great doctors that who are great with herpes and willing to share the information that many doctors will not share. You can also go into Tumblr. Herpes World is huge on Tumblr, and talk to some of those ladies who know about other groups and things of that nature that you can get into. So I don't want you guys to just take what somebody say and what somebody think. Don't take a think. Confirm it. Make sure you confirm it, okay? So I want to see what you guys are talking about. So I have it, but never had an outbreak. Would I ever get one? I'm not quite sure about that. Just because you never had one doesn't mean you won't, and that doesn't mean you haven't. An outbreak is not just bumps, lumps, blisters, cuts. It's the symptoms of swollen lymph nodes in your groins or in your neck. It's also flu-like symptoms. It's also itchy all over your body or aching all over your body. Some people, they get like sciatic nerve pains in their legs and things like that. Some people have really bad back pains and things like that. So that also that's also a symptom. Discharge is a symptom for women. As much as they say it's not, it is. It's very different and weird. But it can be a symptom as well. What's the other one? No swollen lymph nodes, aching body, the itching, the burning, those things as well are also symptoms. So just because you didn't see anything in particular does not mean you didn't have an outbreak. And I kind of always want to stress that to you guys, because y'all always think an outbreak is what is blisters and cuts and stuff. That's not an outbreak, guys. An outbreak is all the symptoms. Every single symptom is part of an active outbreak. Okay. So I don't want an outbreak, of course. Absolutely not. You don't want it, girl. I won't wish it on nobody. Okay. You don't. So my whole thing is I can't tell you that. The only thing I can tell you is do your due diligence, and you can take, lysine, or you can do things to keep up your immune system, or you can do, oregano oil, or you can do black seed oil, different things like that of taking supplements to try to keep that way so you don't have outbreaks. Okay. I have it also about 9 years now. Wow. So herpes blood tests aren't always correct. The blood tests are not always correct. This is the reason why they don't test us for herpes, because at the end of the day, the tests are not always correct. One moment it say yes, one moment it say no. You know why? It's because they're going based off antibodies. They're not really going based off the DNA strand of the virus. They're going based off the antibody count or antibody load in your body. And my whole thing, that number fluctuates. Truth be told, y'all, sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low. Sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low. So since the fact if it go up and down, it can determine, 1 month you got it and 1 month you may not have it. So that's why they really don't want to test. Let's say that's the reason why CDC is very adamant of not wanting us to be tested for it, because the tests are just simply not accurate enough. Okay. I have had like 5 outbreaks. The back pain and leg pain I didn't know they were symptoms. Many people don't know their symptoms, and I think that's the thing that's scaring, that's messing a lot of people up. That's truth be told. That's messing a lot of people up, because they believe, well, I ain't never had an outbreak. And when I started listing all these things, they're like, oh my God, I had these things for so long, I didn't know this was an outbreak. And that's why I want to really stress to you guys to know these simple things and get around other people who have herpes, so now you can learn about the different symptoms, because you may have weird symptoms. You may having things that is completely out of the norm, and you don't know that's a part of an outbreak. And now you're thinking, oh, I don't have outbreaks at all, and you're in a relationship and you don't realize that you're putting your partner at more risk because you're having sex during the outbreak and you don't even know it. Okay, so my whole thing, I know that's scary to hear, but my whole thing, you have to be fully aware of what every symptom is. And truth be told, they don't tell us all of that stuff online. So I know that's kind of frustrating, but that's why you have me. That's why you have other activists. That's why you have the support groups. And that's very vital that we stick together to share this information with each other, because there's no other way that you will know this stuff. It's just not online like that. And it's not crystal clear for you to understand either. Okay. For the oral sores before they flare. Okay. I had no test, but then a yes test. That happens. That's what I'm saying. You have the no's and then you have the yeses. And then it depends on what type of test you get. Are you getting an IgG the first time and then get an IgM? It's very vital. If you're going to get the test, get 2 of the same tests. Okay, get 2 of the same tests. So now I can go based off the same test and then get 2 of the next same test. my whole thing, I'm just adamant now, guys, that make sure you just do your due diligence. Don't just take a person's word for it. You wouldn't do it if somebody told you had HIV. You wouldn't do it if it was cancer. So don't do it with herpes. Don't do it, because it's still life changing for us. It's very, very life changing. Okay. All right, Eric. I feel you. Let us stay in the kitchen. Eric, I hope you can cook too. Tell me if you can cook. Okay. Tell me if you can cook. Oh, I miss you too, sweetie. I really need to join your group. Okay, all you do, if you're a woman and you want to join my private support group that is on Facebook, private, guys. It's completely private. I'm sorry. It's completely private. So nobody will know that you're on there. Nobody will know anything. Nobody will find out about you. I like to stress that, because a lot of people don't want anybody on their Facebook or social media, period, to know that they're a part of this group, because you don't want to out yourself, and I completely respect that. So my whole thing, what you'll do is go into Facebook, go to Belize Spivey. There you will see a picture of me that said Overcoming the Stigma. So you'll see my book. You'll send me a friend request, and then send me a private message saying, hey, I want to be added to the group, and I will add you. Guys, I do not have a group, but for the men, I do have bi-weekly support groups that is open to men, where you can get on and we have a video conference on Zoom, and we can all talk. I've been having men come on lately, and the women have been loving it, because we get to talk to other people who are living with the virus as well, because it's very difficult to just hear it from women all the time. We want to hear how men are dealing with it as well. Anybody else have any questions? But that's all I want to. Hey, no. That's what I want to come on for. And I want you guys, if you receive I think it is type result, I need you to go back and confirm it. Okay? That is for your peace of mind, because a lot of you guys do not have peace of mind with these results you received, because they were so shady. You didn't feel like you got your answers questioned. You felt your doctor didn't care. So my whole thing is, make sure when you get these results, you know for a fact, okay, this is what I have, and now I know what to do. If you don't feel comfortable with your results, go somewhere until you feel comfortable with these results. And I'm not telling you to keep on getting tested and you know for a fact you have it, because you have an outbreak, so left, right, left. Okay, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, if it was a inkling that something wasn't right, or your doctor was like, oh, your numbers look kind of funny, or it's so, your numbers are so low, so it's not really detectable, or your numbers so low, you're really not going to have outbreaks like that, or your numbers so low that you should come back in 3 months so we can confirm if it's really true. You need to go back to the doctor. I'm not going to lie. Go back to the doctor, and I wouldn't go back to them. Go back to somebody else, okay? Because at the end of the day, they're letting you know that you probably got a false negative, because your numbers are in between the two brackets of positive and negative, or your numbers are too close to negative to determine if you really have it. Okay, so make sure, guys, listen to what they're saying. I know you be in your feelings at the moment, you'll be highly emotional, but when you go home, take some moments and just think, and like, okay, what she said I don't feel comfortable with. What she said is not, it didn't give me any closure of for sure if I have it. If you felt like that, please go back to the doctor and get tested again. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't want you to think it's anything wrong. I don't care how many times you get tested. All I know, make sure you confirm your test result. And then after you confirm your test result, now you can start moving forward on how you're going to live with this. But if you don't feel like you really got it, or the doctor was kind of shady, make sure you confirm it. Okay? Make sure you confirm it. So that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about. I love you guys. I hope all is well. I'm telling you guys, I am working my best to start doing these videos Tuesdays and Thursdays for you guys. School is whooping my behind. Y'all know I'm in school to be a mental counselor, a mental health counselor, so I can serve the herpes community. We really need it, because this is a really mental condition. It's not as much physical, it is more mental. So with that being said, guys, I'm really out here busting my behind trying to finish school on top of being a mom, working, and all this other stuff. So with that being said, work with me. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much for everything y'all do. Please keep reaching out to me. If you need me, you know where to find me. I would strongly suggest, guys, if you want to talk to me, set an appointment. I know it sounds great and fun. You think it's easy to just send emails. It takes me forever to figure out what's really going on with you. Hey, get out. Get out. Out. Yes. So it's really hard for me to understand what's truly going on with you if you're emailing me back and forth, or if you're texting me back and forth, or you messaging me. Truth be told, half of you guys are not even telling me the whole truth. Y'all not telling me the whole truth because, first of all, you don't feel too comfortable telling your whole story through a message. And at that, it's just too long to share. So it's better for you guys to get on the phone with me or do a video chat with me. So now you can spill your whole beans. I know your whole story. And then I can really help you get through this and make the best. Help you make the best decisions for you. I don't want to go based off what you feel like is comfortable to share at that moment, or you just don't feel like writing down. And then when I give you some advice, you're kind of like, no, that's not what I really meant. And I was like, well, I need to get on the phone with you. It's always best to get on the phone or do video chats for me to really assist you guys. And I know sometimes y'all thinking like, well, I just got a quick question. I'm sorry, half of y'all never got quick questions. It sounds great. It sounds nice. But if you never talked to anybody about herpes, it's pretty difficult. If you've been trying to look for your questions and you haven't received them, it's pretty difficult to do it through a message. Okay? So I would strongly suggest to set up a session with me. That information will be below, so you can set up a session. I do have morning sessions now. They start at 11 and stop at 5, so I do all day now. I don't do eves anymore because y'all know I have school and things like that, so I have to do school. But 11 to 5 is my new schedule now, so you can set your stuff up then, and we'll go from there. If you're international, I love my international people. If you're international, we will do video conference for you. It will not be a phone call. It'll be video conference. And if you are in the States and you want to do a video conference, you have that option as well. So I love you guys, and I will be talking to you soon.